Here is kind of a picture drawing of some vitamin deficiencies or overdoses, and it's a deficiency. It's a small letter, small a, small c, small d, small e, or just smaller than the other, and then overdose, large A, large E, large D. They're overdose on C, don't see it. Overdose on K, it wasn't even discussed, so I'm not even going to discuss it either. So if we start with A, we're going to start with the deficiency. You've got the guy wearing glasses that are kind of fogged up at night. So the first sign is night blindness. They don't have a problem during the day. They can see things just fine. It has to do with a decrease in rhodopsin cells in their eyes, and so they have a hard time with low light differentiation of colors and things. So at night they have a hard time seeing. They have xerophthalmia, or dry eyes, so you've got no moisture coming from the eyes, no tears. Something called Battot's spots, which is increased or too much keratin in the conjunctiva, so all those things. Think of a lot of things that have to do with the eyes. Think of Mariana on Gilligan's Island eating all the carrots that helped her see. So that's why you don't have the vitamin A. Your eyes are going to be messed up. Now, vitamin A overdose can happen, and you get acutely, nausea and vomiting. That's why the gut's kind of there. Nausea, vomiting, dizziness. Oh, I forgot that. Dizziness, kind of confusion, headaches, blurred vision, loss of muscle coordination. Vitamin A overdose can be if somebody's taking too much vitamin A. It can also happen if they're using, like acne medications that are high in vitamin A, and they overdose on those systemically. So it's one of those things that vitamin A deficiency, keep an eye out for those things. It can also cause birth defects, from mothers overdosing on it, liver problems, skin discoloration, skin problems, or dryness. Okay. Vitamin C, a deficiency, is called scurvy. Haven't seen it in a long time, but every once in a while you might see it, especially with a child who's a very picky eater and the parents just let them have, just having milk for, their diet, and pancakes or something silly, or hot dogs, and they don't eat anything else, and no fruit, and no, nothing with any added vitamin C. They're not supplementing, so you might see that. So you get the bleeding of all the mucous membranes, the nostrils, the lips, the eyelids, the ears, genital area, anus. They get what they call spongy gums, spots on the skin. So those are all things part of what scurvy or vitamin C deficiency is. Vitamin D deficiency, kind of hard nowadays. Well, you can get vitamin D from the sun, but people aren't going out in the sun, and they're trying to get it from the milk, or something to that effect. So a lot of vitamin D deficiencies going on out there right now, and the solution is supposedly to take supplementation. I just think we need to spend more time in the sun. But anyway, you get rickets, which in young children cause bowing of the legs, or of the femurs. There's a decrease in bone opacity on x-rays. You can get osteomalacia, osteoporosis as you get older, and you just have a problem with the bones growing. Vitamin D overdose is really hard to do. It happens over months, but if somebody's taking like antacids with lots of vitamin D in it, or something to that effect, and they're popping them, and they're taking it all the time, or you'll find that what vitamin D acutely what happens when it hits that breaking point is you get vomiting, dehydration, constipation, can't have a problem going to the bathroom, fatigue, you're just really tired, and the big thing is hypercalcemia. Well, when you get hypercalcemia, it's going to cause a lot of problems, and people, especially in the hospital, are going to think you have other disorders. So think also vitamin D overdose. Vitamin E overdose, too much vitamin E. Maybe somebody's thinking, if I pop extra, vitamins, I'll be healthier or something. You get blotchy skin, bleeding problems, But same with same with vitamin D. It's hard to overdose. You got to be taking a lot. Vitamin E deficiency causes a lot of neuro problems. You got the question marks up here in the brain and CNS problems. You also have anemia, so the red blood cells are jumping off, and those are things with vitamin E deficiency. Vitamin K is part of the coagulation. It's same as opposite of warfarin. So you have a deficiency, you get bleeding problems. So you get an excess, you have clotting problems. But I don't have an excess here because you just don't run into people eating too many green leafy vegetables. Your body doesn't have a problem with taking care of that. You're going to look for an underlying cause if you have a decrease in vitamin K, because rarely does it happen on its own. It can be caused by people who are bulimic or people that have liver damage. For the most part, you're going to look. You're going to look for something else. There can be familial syndromes that have to do with how lipids are taken up, and there's underlying cause of some sort.